Speaking of young hoes, welcome back to the Busted Shovel podcast.
I'm Busted.
And I'm Shovel.
He's Shovel.
And I'm Shovel.
And he's Shovel.
He's me, and I'm Shovel. And today, we're going to be talking about Shinedown's newest album, Ei8ht.
I'm.
Ei8ht.
It's Germanic in origin. It's hate.
Oh, of course. It's just because it's EI and then 8.
It could be the infinity symbol.
It could be the infinity. So,
some say
infinity 8.
Some say 8 is just infinity standing tall and proud.
It could be. It's just the larger section of it, we'll call it the southern region, is a bit more bulbous than the top in the 8. And in the infinity symbol, it's usually a bit more, what's the word?
Curved?
No, not curved. They're the same. I can't think of the word right now because I'm a big
symmetrical
idiot. Symmetrical, yes. This is not symmetrical. Unless maybe it's a funny infinity symbol.
But there's infinite possibilities.
There are. But one thing I can tell you is this is their 8th studio album. Hence the name, 8.
But one thing I can tell you is 7.
Unless there's infinity more albums coming.
Yes.
Like how there's infinity more Busted Shovel episodes after
exactly.
Yay.
But 7, 8, 9. But 7 did not eat 8. Because 7's scared of 8.
9? Anyway.
Well said.
Yeah, this is a very long album for, I feel like, what we're used to with Shinedown.
Jeez.
Because it's 18 songs. I mean, you have it on Spotify up, right?
Yeah, that's
It's an hour, 4 minutes, right? Something like that.
I shall check.
Maybe longer.
Hour, 4 minutes.
Yeah, dude. Like, that's... For this genre of music and the style overall, that is a very long time. And just to come right out with it, I didn't dislike the album or anything, but it dragged the fuck on, dude. It felt so long to me because it was 18 of these songs. If it was 12 and if they cut 6 songs, I think, on here, I think it would have been I would have had a higher opinion on the album overall. It just felt too long.
Yeah, because the vibe was kind of just, kind of had like a constant flop to it.
Yeah.
Because it started off, I don't want to just talk opener right away, but like, well, obviously we'll talk about the opener first.
Yeah.
But that one kind of came in. It took me, I think, my second or third listen to kind of like comprehend, not necessarily what was going on, but just musically what I was hearing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started to really enjoy it. But just to caveat, if I use that word right, just back to some of their earlier albums, like Amaryllis is 44 minutes. I believe Attention was 50. Planet Zero is 48.
And that's traditionally with a more radio rock sound. Kind of, it makes sense. Like, I think the only album that might even rival this in length is their first one. What the hell was it called?
I can find
something
it.
of a Whisper or something. But that also has a bunch of covers on it and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
So it at least makes sense. And also it was a different type of music back then. They were a little bit edgier and the music was a little bit more intense, I thought.
Well, it almost felt like they were trying to like pull back to it.
They did. I was going to say, that's actually one thing I did enjoy was I feel like they tried to bounce around a lot more, and they did have a little bit more creativity, I thought, than in the previous ones, where the genre bendy thing that a lot of bands are doing right now is just, it is the mainstream, especially in the rock and metal sphere. And this was no different. Granted, again, a lot of it is radio rock, so it's pretty consistent all the way through. But I thought there were some pretty cool moments throughout the album where they kind of like shifted, and I was like, oh, I actually didn't expect them to do that.
Oh, yeah.
But it didn't happen, I wouldn't say frequently enough for me to be like, oh, this was a really interesting album, to be honest. Like, a lot of it, I kind of felt the same way, where I was kind of going through the motions and being like, yep, that's a Shinedown song. Yep, that's a Shinedown song. Yep, that's a Shinedown. You know what I mean?
But yeah.
I never felt like I was like immersed within the music. I was kind of just enjoying it. And that's fine. It's a whole different experience. Not everything has to be hyper immersive and fully emotionally catch you all the time and stuff. But I would say there was enough for me to be like engaged with it.
Oh yeah, this is an album. It's like I think at this point, if the song comes on, I'm not going to be like, ew, ew.
Yeah.
It's just there might be a few songs on
There
here
were
that
a
I would
couple
like.
stinkers on here, I will say.
Yeah.
A couple pretty, but I thought most of the songs were fine.
Yeah, and
I think.
that was.
Do you have a song that really stood out to you though? Because I had one that I might return to listen to.
Well, I did like. Oh, I'm on the wrong album. I will say, I think it was 365. I felt like really. That song I enjoyed.
I think
again,
it's
it
the
was
popular
still-
one off the album.
It was
too.
still also. I think that's one of the original singles they
Yeah.
released before the album dropped. I enjoyed the song. It's not like it wasn't like monumental game changing in the realm of Shinedown. After that, I would say like Wide Open. That one I did enjoy. Just it felt so like simple with a call to action of just kind of like experiencing life.
Sure.
So those are probably like the big standouts. Because I might put the opener up there too, but that was more from an instrumental. Like, because I don't even listen to the words of that song, so I guess we'll just start talking. So at the bottom, the opener, I started hearing more of this like showman circus-y kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And I just kind of enjoyed that because it just felt like I don't think they have a music video for it, but it felt like if there was a music video, it'd just be like them in like an old-timey like big circus tent, just like dancing around.
Almost like Greatest Showman-esque.
Yeah, like that's what I was kind of picturing. I was like, this would be like a really fun song to do that because it had their little like chaotic. Because I forget most of the lyrics, but it just felt like kind of chaotic, but like also in a very showman-y kind of way.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think it was I think once I started hearing like, because it wasn't like any type of like drumming sound, but it was a percussion of like, it almost felt like the Clash. I don't know what these are called, but like the orchestras just go, but like hear that as a circus sound. So that just instantly was like, oh, this is a circus, because life's a circus, and we're the act.
Whoa. I think that message though genuinely is something that Shinedown loves to portray in their music.
Yeah,
because that's another thing too. When you're a band who's been around a long time and you've written 8 albums, it could be hard to portray the same messages that you believe in and stuff for the 8th time.
correct.
You know what I mean? And I think they did a good enough job of not keeping it or not having it be so overtly stale. Like, I think you can enjoy. Sorry, that was funny. For those who didn't see that, Frank was playing with a wire and got scared.
Dude, I think at this point we have to get a little camera here,
So we could see him constantly anxiously walking around.
The Frank cam.
I'll just put a GoPro on him. Fuck it. That'd be awesome, dude.
I think he would hate
Frank
that.
cam. Oh yeah, he would. But yeah, so the messaging, I think they're still at a point where he's able to find ways to deliver it and it not have be like so like daunting to listen to. But there were times I did feel that a bit throughout it, and I kind of felt it with this opening track, to be honest with you, where I was like, okay, here we go again. I know what they're gonna fucking talk about, but it's fine. Like, it wasn't over the top bad or anything. The one thing I can't get over is how fucking talented he is as a vocalist, man. Like, say what you want about the lyrics and stuff for some of these songs. The way he soars over the mix when he goes for
it's very well done.
Still is crazy. Like, his voice, maybe it's studio magic, and because he still sounds the same as he did on like The Sound of Madness in some songs.
He really just didn't. I didn't hear like a lot of him like going for some crazy notes. Though.
Yeah, that you could definitely tell he's
laid back, but that's also. Oh, I just yelled into the mic. I think that's just to keep longevity of the voice, because if he kept chasing that right now, he'd probably just it'd be over real quick.
I think he had a couple moments and really cool like harmonies and stuff that they did, but it's all the stuff they've always done. You know? But I think this song's fine. I agree. I like the idea of kind of. There was one lyric that stuck out to me.
Um,
It's just the chorus. I think it's the very first one, or the "Kill the lights and cast the first stone." Like, I feel like, because honestly, I listened to this whole album once through, and that was it.
Oh.
Dude, I just ripped it once.
This is the raw, real reaction.
It
and
is.
Trying to remember the songs.
And I gotta be honest, because I remember listening to this and thinking, like, okay, we're talking about, there's elements of hypocrisy, and I wondered, since this was the opening track, if that was kind of be the messaging throughout the whole album.
I did think the same thing along those lines.
Yeah, because it was like, okay, that makes sense. It's hypocrisy, something you could talk a lot about. But they did jump around with the messaging, because there are some songs that stuck out to me. This one, the intro stuck out to me, because I was like, oh, that's kind of fun. It did catch my ear and stuff, but I don't know, it lost me a little bit, like midway through, because like I said, I was like, okay, Shinedown. But I love Shinedown, so I was able to enjoy it.
Yeah, at least they're usually, even at their worst, it's like something.
Yeah, it's not unbearably bad.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
I mean,
now, if we move to the second song,
this one was really good. I hope it just doesn't start playing from my phone. I'm just trying to pull up lyrics.
it's fun. I actually really, this is probably it might be my least favorite song on the album, if I'm being honest.
Really?
Yeah. I think the riff, and I remember, because I actually listened to this a couple times, because this was one of the singles, if I'm correct.
Yeah, this is one of the ones they pushed out.
I remember hearing this and being like, the same thing. I was like, oh, okay, this is what I'm used to. Like the newer age Shinedown, I should say. But I felt like the lyrics in this one, he's being, for me, and I'm being nitpicky, he's being a little bit too, like, coy, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? He's being, like, I don't want to keep throwing fucking adjectives out there, almost kitsch. Like, it's like, dude, I know you're trying to avoid directly saying what you're trying to say, but, like, just fucking lay it out there. And he did at one point, but I didn't like the presentation of my generation's getting soft, brain sick and so bored. I remember hearing that, and I was like, dude, I know you're better than that. Come on. Because he has written some fucking awesome lyrics out there.
Yeah, well,
and it's really one phrase in the chorus, but every time I hear it, I cringe a little bit. I'm like, dude, like you can feel that way, but I think there's better ways to potentially portray it. But like, even, and you could even feel a little cringed out about, like, my social skills are wearing off, my phobias are at a loss. And obviously this is talking about, like, the digital age and all that stuff, and how we don't interact with each other as much, which is a very interesting thing to talk about, because it's very prevalent with how social media has affected all of us and everything. But I think those are fine, because it's like, I feel like we're setting the stage, but then to, like, inadvertently be like, oh, it's our generation's fault for doing this, when it's like, well, it's affecting everyone, man. I get what he's saying, but it's like, I think blaming one certain thing as opposed to the whole of everything in this regard is a little, it just wasn't for me. No, that's why I cringed a little bit, but it's fine.
It's always one person and one person alone's fault.
Well,
it always is.
You're right. And it's mine.
Well, I did enjoy the instrumentation of this because it was really just simple fun.
It was. No, it's
and
a very
that's kind of why I like the song. It was just
song.
like,
yeah, you could just kind of vibe out to it. The riff's fun. It's very driving. Like, but even in that same chorus, when it's the fever might put you in a trance, but the pills will make you dance, I was like, that's what I'm used to. I think that's a fun way to put it, because they always talk about, I think of songs like Cyanide, Sweet Tooth, Suicide, and stuff like that, where they have fun ways of, like, changing up words and stuff, and that was a fun way to do it for me, where I was like, okay, that was fun. But I don't know, this one, it just didn't do it for me.
Didn't get you going.
No,
that's fair. Yeah, that was.
But
kind
again,
of, that was kind. It was kind of most of the vibe of this album.
I agree, and like,
without giving too much of my woes away right now.
Because what I'll say is, and that's, I'd say bottom two. I don't know if it's my least favorite, but like, I think the worst Shinedown song is like, it's still like bad, but it's like a 4 out of 10. It's not like if that song came on, I'd be like, oh, it's fine.
Well, you know yeah, I mean? That's kind of because Shinedown's always just gonna be. It's just gonna be.
Yeah.
It's going to exist, and you're going to like that it exists.
Because it's ear candy at the end of the day. A
It
lot
is.
of this music, it's not like some really crazy stuff. Like, it's not like Dream Theater where you have to sit there and you're picking apart shit that you've never heard before and things you don't understand because it's so complex.
Yeah.
And sometimes, if you're not into that style of music, you're like, wow, this is overbearing.
Well,
This
yeah.
is like, anybody can listen to this, pretty much understand what's going on, and be like, wow, that guy's voice is fucking crazy.
Well, yeah.
You know?
But, they have their moments because they are...
But that's the thing. They do still have their moments in this album. They really do. And, like, did you want to say anything else about that song?
No, I think we kind of did enough to it without making it sound like a terrible song.
Because I think Burning Down the Disco, I didn't love listening to it. I said that wrong. I didn't love the song itself, but I actually really enjoyed the listening experience. Because this song was unique by them. Because I remember it sounding weird.
This
But-
kind of felt more like they were going back towards like earlier albums, though.
Yes.
So that's kind of what I made it enjoy. But after it sounding like the original them, I was just like, I've heard this song probably maybe 10-ish times at this point, and I can't recall it.
Yeah.
It just felt like it was like an in and out kind of song.
And that's, honestly, I think that's like one of the worst things when it comes to music, to have no memorable parts. Because I agree.
It's Sorry,
fun to listen to, but it's like you fucking got ADHD and it's like nothing ever happened.
it's just like, where am I?
Where's my Adderall?
Yeah. It was that's so it's so hard for me to like explain the song because because I was listening to it again today and I'm just like I just it's not that I lost the like what is it? Almost 3 minutes. It's just like nothing's there now.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like, okay, that happened.
yeah.
I agree.
So
What I will say is, I think, because I want to show a little positive, because I think me personally, I'm being too negative on a lot of things. I actually thought the production of this album was even a little bit better by their standards because normally their production, again, it's radio rock. I'll say that 1,000 more times this video. It's very cleaned up. The vocals are very precise and stuff. But I felt like, and I think this is why you keep saying it sounds like they went back, I think there was a bit of an edge to the production of the music. Like, the guitars at points sounded grittier. Brett sounded grittier at points. You know, like, even things like driving bass lines and, like, even the, like, drumming style a little bit. Like, there was, like, elements where it felt this was a little bit more edgy, but almost in a tasteful way. It wasn't in a cringe way. The only things that ever were cringe were some of the lyrics, because boy, some of them were stinkers on this one. But
what are you gonna do?
Sound wise, I actually thought it was pretty interesting to listen to some of these. But
Yeah, that's I have no other words for that. I just can't remember it. It's just
well, we can just go right to 365 since
I did like this one.
yeah, this one. The only thing I'll say, and then I'll let you talk about it. The chorus is probably their catchiest one on this album for sure. It was very. It reminded me a lot of like the style of like. I won't say like new age country, but like that 2010 style country, where it was because this is a. Da, 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 da. That's this one, right?
Yeah, because I was gonna bring that up. Whatever that like simple riff was, it was just like a like catchy, nice sound.
Yeah, the melody of
it's
just very fluid, and it's so like the fact that I listened to that song once. I know I had never listened to this as a single. I listened to this once, and I have the melody memorized. That's a good melody.
Yes,
you did it. You did the fucking job. Like you wrote music. Congratulations.
Yeah.
But the melody for this song is absolutely fantastic. It's very catchy. So, but go ahead.
Well, I mean, I think that's what got to me because I was gonna bring that up, but we already talked about that. Because I don't think lyrically it did anything crazy, and vocally it didn't really challenge him. But I just enjoyed the simplistic beauty of it because it wasn't the word isn't unoffensive, but
I think it is. I think you're actually. I think it is like a very safe, inoffensive song. You know?
Yeah.
It's,
No, it really
it's just
was.
a good time to listen. This is like, I would put this under the category of like if I was on the beach and I had a little JBL pill speaker playing music and this came on, it'd be like,
You'd be like,
it's kind of a vibe. You're just chilling out. I want to crack a
well, see, that's
a
why
Corona.
that's why I don't think unoffensive is the right word. I think it's like a step above, and I think that just might be maybe step above unoffensive is vibey for the youngins.
I think vibey is a good word
because
the song's very static.
I'm
within
probably
itself.
if it comes on, I'm not gonna be like I need to skip this song. If it comes on, I'm gonna be like,
yeah, I can get down with this.
yeah, I'll put my sunglasses on, hand out the window, drive around. You know,
this was probably the best choice they had for a single, I think, for the album. Because I think it actually, this is one of those points, though, where, like, this was a switch up. I did not expect this. When I heard it, I was like...
No, because it's the first three really came in hard. In comparison, they really came in harder and, I think, lyrically more, like, angry.
And I think it's... this is another classic message of, like, kind of wishing to borrow time that you don't have with someone, too, and that's a very Shinedown thing to talk about. But this did feel packaged differently, even if not the most, like, lyrically creative ever. This was at least brought to the consumer in a different way than normal.
Well, it was like...
it's not... This song wasn't grandiose, which is what Shinedown is.
Yes.
They're very, like... They love to be... I don't want to say pompous and stuff, but again, I'm talking about soaring vocals over the mix and stuff. And this song didn't have that. It was kind of just like... His song was kind of just like drinking a beer, in a way.
It was... How would I phrase this? Because, yes, if we touch upon... It's wanting to have time back with someone, but it's also talking about how things happen through the course of essentially a year. That's 365.
Mm-hmm. I will say, I did like... For the two parts, first line's cringy, but actually, it's a fun visual. To every word in our favorite song, these headphones are thicker than blood. That's a very interesting visual of headphones thicker than blood, because you would never think of headphones in that way, but because you interpret it almost as like I'm just imagining, not even like blood headphones,
No.
but like legitimately just stuck to my head and something I could never remove. And I think it's a very fascinating picture because it's almost like glue. It's like an adhesive to your head. I thought that was a really interesting lyric. I did remember that. I'm reading them right now. But outside of that, yeah.
Mr. I can read. But I think it's
Mr. Reader,
the
man.
way they did it, because it had this like... It was almost regretful, but like almost accepting at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wish I had the time machine, but none of it sounded like out of a desperation. Like, oh, I need you back. It's just like, I kind of wish.
It is more a song about reminiscing than like longing.
Then yes.
Yeah.
Better words said by Shovel.
That sounded like one of those. You remember watching like Nickelodeon at like 2 a.m. and it'd be like the Annie cassette box, and it'd be like, or it'd be like the song thing where it'd be like songs of the 1990s. It'd play like the fucking Goo Goo Dolls. You could have this whole triple deck cassette for 7 payments of $19.95. Free shipping and handling.
No, yeah, that's quite literally the best way to put that song.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right.
Well, you kind of were the right one.
But you guided me to the words.
I ascend in a sense.
I ascend. Take me.
I, in a sense, was leading the horse, you the horse,
to the water,
and you chose to drink.
I chose to drink because I'm a thirsty guy. Speaking of being young again, can I be honest? I'm reading this one. I'm having trouble remembering.
It honestly, I don't know if this will.
Oh, I do. I hated the chorus of this one.
Yes.
Very cringy.
But I think this flowed well with 365. being the song prior, because it introduced this like sense of like time changing, and this is also like another reminiscing song.
Yeah.
I guess like this is like almost an insulting word to use for Shinedown. It was cute, you know.
I see what you're saying.
It's just like the idea of it's really nice. I think they could do a lot better of a job presenting it, if that makes sense. But because it kind of originally on the first few listens, I don't know if you remember the Avenged Sevenfold music video of So Far Away.
Oh yeah.
Like you just have the kids all on the bike just fucking around. That's kind of where it like originally brought me, but unlike
I could totally see that.
Unlike Avenged, where it like really just had you like really following it the entire time, and this nice really big explosion at the end, this just felt cute. Like it didn't. It's like ending was like it made me want more.
Yeah, my guess, because again, I actually don't really remember the actual music from this song specifically, but I do remember in a couple songs I felt like the tension was never relieved, or maybe alleviated, I guess would be the better way to say that. But the thing is, that can be, when you do that well in a song, like there are a lot of really, really great bands that do a great job of not just falling back on the root of a chord progression, where they can find a way to change it to relative or land on something weird, like even just the 5 or something of whatever they're playing on. And it sounds unique and cool, and you're like, oh, that's nice. I feel like in these songs, it's almost like they just wanted to keep the tension, and they didn't exactly know how to take it away. Or they thought they did, and it just didn't get there.
I don't even think... Maybe... The tension
Speaking
itself
in the musical
there,
tension.
Well, to me, I didn't have that level of tension.
Oh, so you're saying there was just no... It's almost like in a movie where it feels like there's no real stakes in it. And you're kind of just... Okay, I see what you're saying. I have to...
Like
I'll re-listen
the
to this
reminiscent...
Because I hate that. That's like a...
Yeah,
for me.
it was reminiscent, and then it's like... Its conclusion was just kind of like roping back into... Like, hey... Because he says, like... I think in the course of like we were always pretending to defend castles and all that jazz, and then like essentially that final, I guess that's the final chorus with the words. He's like, "There's always going to be castles to defend," and
which is cute.
Yeah.
There's nothing inherently wrong with that. That's what sucks, and it's what sucks about talking about this because.
I still enjoy the song.
It's like all of this is like it's fine to listen to.
We're being nitpicky because
we like the band so much.
Yes.
Like genuinely, because there's a high expectation. Like I just remembered the other song I genuinely actually disliked quite a bit. I think it might be one of my least favorite.
I have a feeling I know what it is because I feel there's a song I'm really just not crazy about.
I'm curious.
Outside of like,
I'm gonna wait. We can wait until the end. Actually, no. I'll just say it when we get to the song.
Actually, there might be 2 that I definitely don't. Actually, there might be a few. There might be a few. But I digress. But we can also just talk about the next song and how I really wasn't crazy about it.
Yeah, this one felt more like the traditional ballady Shinedown song, if I recall, because I do remember the first verse, specifically the end. If you're a rocket, I'm a ricochet. When we collide, it's like a tidal wave, and I was like, okay, that's interesting at least. Like that's a fun way to put that. But then to immediately follow that up with I'm not here to lose ya, I'm higher than hallelujah. That was tough for me. It's like all right,
the only thing I enjoyed about this song is him going, "God damn."
Yeah.
And like the good Lord, that was just the fun part of the song. And I was just like, after that, I really wasn't.
Again, it felt like there were times, and I think this is one of those songs where he's being cheeky, and that's something he always. Yeah. He's always had that like sarcastic tone in some of those songs, But that's much more of like the last couple albums where there are a couple songs where you could tell he's being very like sarcastic in the way he's saying things and stuff. And I don't know if I like it or not. I don't. I think maybe the right song can have that land for me. In a song like this where he's being cheeky like that, it's fine. I have no problem with it. I think there's much worse examples in their discography of it. But yeah, this song is kind of like the classic. I'd probably hear it come on, and I'd be like, oh, yeah, this one. You know?
Yeah. This is probably like a...
It's just very samey. It's a very samey song. I don't know if you have anything to add about
I don't. I really don't, because it just... I feel like it just had like a missed opportunity, because it started with like... Wasn't it just isolated vocals? And then it like had this like pullback of music, so the music wasn't in front yet, and he was still leading it. And I feel like it was almost like a missed potential with like any type of explosion. But again, if you explode in every song, then explosions mean nothing.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's like sometimes you just gotta like make just like a little catchy song. Not that I would consider this catchy, because I think overall it was just like fairly simple. Like the "When I'm With You, I'm Not Afraid of Heights."
Yeah.
Who's never said that, you know?
Yeah.
But like again, it's like I don't write music, so how can I be the guy that says your word choice is terrible?
See, I think it's okay to judge that, and because all of our perspectives are so unique in terms of like as a Shinedown fan, you've heard the capabilities of the band.
Correct.
I think you're right is more forged in the fact that you are a pretty diehard fan of them, considering how many of the albums have you listened to out of the 8?
I mean, technically...
8.
Yeah. Yes.
Legit, right? Your opinion is, I think, a lot more potent as opposed to someone who, like, you can have a really great songwriter and poet and stuff, and they could have some crazy vernacular, but at the end of the day, like, the band is a way of portraying their message.
Correct.
And as a fan, it's easier for you to understand it when it's provided to you in their way.
Yes.
If they just try to throw their full economy of words at you, it's going to sound stupid as fuck, dude.
That was just a great way to put that. Because I don't even know how I'd, like, dumb that down, essentially, but I understand exactly what you mean by saying the full economy.
Because that's something I get upset about, because I am weird and I like big words because they're fun, but their usage is so stupid. There's no reason to try and fit them in unless you're trying to be an asshole about it.
Correct. And because, like, even... I don't think Shinedown themselves uses a lot of big words.
No.
They are really good with how they use the words.
That's what I'm saying. They're very good at being concise with their message.
And it's so... So when you get something like Dizzy, it's just kind of like...
But there's a level to it where it's like, maybe we could have said a little something different here. We could have tried to mix it up. And they're usually very good at that. And that's why it's okay to be critical of it. Because moving on to the next song, Imposter.
I did not like.
This one was a tough one.
I did not like this one. Every time he said, I feel like an imposter, I would just be like, I feel like anti-pasta. And I don't even know why. This is also one of those songs that's kind of been like an in and out for me.
No,
it's almost
this is
like
a cringy.
This one is like...
It's cringy for me.
This one is like an immediate skip.
Yeah.
Like if I'm never going out of my way to be like, I really want to listen to Imposter right now.
Yeah, I'm there with you. I'll say, yeah, just like The Great Gatsby, what's it all worth? Okay. Sorry,
Was I supposed to say something there?
Listen, Brent, I love you. You kick ass, bro, but they hit us with the classic Drops of Jupiter, pop rock, na-na-na-nas in this one, too. It had a little bit of everything.
But it was No Train.
It was No Train. But
she was not back from the atmosphere.
No. I really don't have much to add.
I wish I had more to say. It's just...
Is that your least favorite on the album?
Yes. I would say absolutely.
I think that's definitely bottom 5 for me. You could probably talk me into it being one of the worst. like worst.
Yeah, that's fair. I agree with you because I said it's like
the next song for me is actually the worst. I hated Machine Gun.
The one thing I did enjoy is the intro of going, and I was just like, oh, this is like right on the nose.
Yeah,
this is right on the nose.
This is the way the song ended, where he's like, "I'm holding a machine gun. I'm holding a machine gun," and then like slowly stops saying it. I understand it's a very intense message.
Yeah, I think that was
It's hammering home the point, but dude, I couldn't help but laugh at it. I'm sorry. I was like, oh man.
It made the way it was put almost felt preachy.
It was very preachy. It was very worshipy to me.
So
it's trying to get people to understand the message being conveyed of the realities of what's happening in the world. It's that kind of stuff. If you look at the song and really take it, it's a very serious song.
Oh yeah.
And the message is good. It's genuinely a good message for the song. Problem is the song just isn't good. It never pulled me in. The only time it did was when they said Machine Gun because it was the name of the song and it was funny. It was like ironically funny.
Yeah.
But I will say I think after this, actually no, Outlaw I didn't like either.
Nope.
But then after that I thought the album got a bit better. I think it started to like pick up a tiny bit. I don't know if I don't even know if I want to talk about Outlaw either.
Because this almost felt like more of a call to action type of song.
Yeah.
It felt odd to me. Because, so his placement of, what was it? The first one was Killing Fields? Or not, no, Dance Kid Dance. When he's talking about like his generation, it's like, oh, it's getting soft and like everything is going to shit.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh well, I have this outlaw in me, like I'm a badass. I'm like now, not that their album isn't like a full storytell thing, but like I think having two contradicting songs like that,
yeah,
while trying to convey like a serious message, to me just doesn't the book ain't reading right.
Yeah,
and I can't read.
It doesn't sit well.
Yes, it doesn't sit well.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's when you have two things that contrast so much, like having something with a lot of contrast, or like if you want to be annoying about it, like real juxtaposition, like it can be really interesting. But you're right, when it's on the same album and it's less than 10 songs away from each other, it feels like, did you want to write both sides of the story, or could you not pick one? So you just kind of feel both ways, and you just want to say it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I don't know. I didn't enjoy this one a whole lot. Because it really just, like, I don't know. I think I said my piece, and my peace be with you.
Yeah.
Because, I guess at this point, Safe and Sound had a similar vibe to it too.
Yeah.
I
think it's a little bit better.
This was definitely better. But again, this is like kind of more. Because see, this would be. I think this would be. This felt like really like close to like some of the earlier sounding stuff. Because what is it? How am I forgetting this? This felt more like, oh my god, State of My Mind-ish.
Yeah.
But obviously State of My Mind is just an absolute banger. But this felt like it was trying to almost like do it again. Like this was like a sequel.
Yeah.
But the sequels usually just aren't.
They don't hit the
good.
same.
They don't hit the same.
It's no Two Towers, let me tell you.
No, those sequels are always sequeling each other. Even though they're not technically sequels, but if 2 is after 1, it's a sequel to 1.
Well said.
And then 3 is after 2, which is a sequel to 1 and 2.
Yep.
And listen, they crushed it.
Goddamn right they did.
We still have to talk about those.
We will. I think we'll say that's absolutely the next episode we do. That wouldn't be a hard one. But we'll get to that later. I say
I
we
don't,
just hop
I don't
right
know if
over
you had
to-
anything else, because I think I just kind of gave a very bland retelling of that.
But that's the thing with the album.
Yeah.
That's what it is. There's points of the album where it's just boiled chicken breast.
I know, because it's almost like they were trying to, like, make their original sound, but, like, make it sound different at the same time.
I think if I had to guess, for the whole album experience, I think they didn't have a plan. Not that you need one when you write an album, but I don't think they had a plan of exactly what they were trying to do, and they just wrote a bunch of songs, which is totally normal practice for it. And they were like, okay, here's 18 songs we really like. And like I was saying before, they were just like, man, about 12 of these songs are all about the same level. Let's just keep them all, fuck it. Instead of being like, let's do a 12, 13 song album. Because I don't know why there's 18 songs. I really don't.
I wish I could tell. I mean, because, well, I guess Attention, I think, has more, but that's also because they have, like, interludes, little things.
They have, like, the...
So it's not like...
But that's more of a concept album, too, anyway. I think. You know what I mean?
I could
like,
see that.
Like, there's a reason for that stuff.
But, like... Because, see, this almost... Because... I guess, yeah, was Planet Zero their last album before this? It was.
See, Planet Zero, I wasn't like super crazy about either, but it had I think it had higher highs than this album. I'll say
Yeah,
that
so that's
sure.
so. I think because Planet Zero felt like more consistent and like it wasn't as contradicting because I think Planet Zero talked a lot about like kind of the chaos and the kafuckery of the world.
Yeah.
But it also, like, when it was talking about the good of humanity during it, it made sense because...
It was a palate cleanser, almost, between meals.
It was that, but it's, like, it wasn't, like, so contradicting. Like, the world's fucked up, but, like, humanity's still good. We just have to, like...
Figure our shit out.
And I think you have, like, the symptom of being human is just, like... I think that's what really ties that album together.
And it's such a great song.
Yeah,
like
because
that's one of their best they've done, period. It's a great
at the end of the
song.
day, like, I think because they had that one song that really tied the album together and it made it all make sense. Because this felt like far more structured than this album that they just released. Saying that, like, hey, we're human, we suck sometimes, and that's just how it is. But, like, we're that's just a symptom of being human.
Yeah.
And we can be better. This album for me didn't have like that type of
It didn't
song.
have the I could pull out I'm not going to do it.
No, pull it out.
No.
Pull it out of the Saurus. Not that Saurus.
Where's the? Where's the rest of you? No, but there's not like the crowning moment of this album. And you know what? We'll get to it. I thought there was going to be a song that had it, and I was actually it's my favorite song on the album. And again, we'll talk about it later. And because I thought we were going to hit that point, but we just didn't. But I still like the song a lot. Like, honestly, way more than anything else in the album. But we'll get there. Let's focus on Searchlight.
Yeah.
Searchlight I actually enjoyed.
This was a good one.
This was another melodic, very, like, ear candy song that I was kind of like, I can get down with this. Like, this is fun to listen to.
I think this felt more like, especially lyrically, it had more of that, like, humanity kind of vibe to it. Because it had, like, a good transition throughout it. Because it's like, I have to find... It's like, and you can't speak what you don't know. And I think there was... I forget what emotion he was trying to...
well, can I just say something real quick?
Jump right in.
So, what I thought was cool about this song when I heard it, this actually, to me, felt like building on the idea of Second Chance through the messaging of the song. Where, you know, he's saying...
Oh, because you don't wait up for me, I don't need your searchlight, and Second Chance was kind of like...
It's the same thing. It's the same kind of idea, right? But I think they do a really good job of twisting the message a bit in this song. And it's saying the same thing, but just in a different way. And it's nice where it's like, I can figure it out. I promise. Like, I don't need to be held back. Like, my time and my purpose will come to me through experience. And I think it's a very profound thing.
Well, it also, I don't know if this is like what it was intended, but it's like the person, it says, I know you had a plan, but that's not who I am. Like, I think also because Second Chance was just like, I have to do this for me.
Yes.
Essentially. That line itself kind of just has the same essence to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they had like kind of like the go around where it's just like, because it's like you can't speak what you don't know, but then it's like towards the end he's like, but you can learn what you don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know if that's the true verbiage that he used, but it was of that same essence. And I think the song really tied itself in a nice little bow.
This song had a resolution to it.
Yes.
I think. Like, it felt like a true, like, classic Shinedown song where we kind of got everything we needed, and it was a joy to listen to.
Yes.
Like, this is a song I think I added it to my like songs. Like, I would genuinely be like, you know what? I'm in the mood for Shinedown, and this comes on. I'm like, oh, sweet. Great song. So this is one of my favorites so far, I will say. I really do think they actually kind of, interestingly, with how, not to stand on a soapbox, but a lot of albums nowadays, when artists create them, the big new wave thing is you want your best fucking music right at the beginning as like your first 2 tracks so you could pull people in. But a lot of people don't listen to stuff in chronological order of albums anymore.
Yeah.
They just kind of hit shuffle and let it play, whatever. But it's that, and then they want the final song to be, grand, very grandiose. It's very, very popular. It's very normal. And they kind of did that in this with the opening track.
Yes.
Now, I will say the opening, too, they tried to, with Dance Kid Dancing at the bottom, like, they tried to do that. But then they just put a lot of, like,
Filler.
It felt like filler, kind of until Searchlight, and then, I'll be honest, Bear With Me, I don't fully, that one, I don't know if that really caught me too much. But a lot of these songs in the back end here I actually enjoyed a decent bit. Just Searchlight was one, that was a big standout for me.
No, I think that was like the final single they released.
Yeah.
Maybe. And I was excited for that because I think I heard like the 3 or 4 songs they did the singles for prior to the full album release.
Yeah, oh, that's right. Okay, so I do remember Bear With Me. So I did think it was interesting. The pre-chorus being, so where have all the poets gone, the ones who said it first, and where are all the champions for better or for worse? And I guess the whole song is kind of really talking about how people are afraid to go do things, and it's much more about writing and conveying it through that instead of experiencing.
Well, I think
on a very on the nose way.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's subliminal in other ways, but for that, I thought that was a really interesting thing to talk about, and I think that's why the song in that way caught me, because I honestly don't remember how it sounds, but I do remember that messaging.
Yes, no, because it's right there, because then towards later in the song he adds one more line to that, so he has the poets and the champions, and then he goes, where were all the titans who put lightning in a bottle?
Yeah. Oh, I do remember that. I like that one. That was nice.
I think that just ties it to be like, where are all the people trying to rally for the good?
Yeah.
Like, people to
the
like
people who actually want things to be better, acting instead of just
where are they
saying it?
Why are they just letting us be shitbaggery?
Yeah.
So this was a good message song. I think what lost me was the instrumentation for it.
What was it? I genuinely don't remember.
The ba-na-na-na, ba-na-na-na, ba-na-na, ba-na-na, ba-na-na-na, ba-na-na-na.
Was this the one with the heavy guitar? Like heavy distorted guitar? There was one that had like a pretty heavy riff in it to start.
I don't know if this was considered heavy.
Because that sounds heavy for Shinedown, I'd say.
I don't think that this had. I guess I could like briefly play this. I don't know if the mics will catch it.
Oh no. Okay. Yep. Yeah. Okay.
I wasn't entranced by it. Obviously, I remembered it, but like, I was not entranced by that. And I think there's the pacing of how it was song kind of lost me. But I also see the value in the song. I think it was still, not being a fan too heavily of it, I think it was still well put together. And I think as far as the album goes, I think this is one of the better ones.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. They actually did, I think, a pretty good job of conveying the message in this song. It's just, yeah, I agree. It wasn't sonically fascinating. I wasn't like, oh, this is fucking awesome. We need to listen to this again. Yeah. But it's cool. It's a cool song.
Yeah, no, let's just bear with me, you know? Now I have to get somehow back to the album because I was hitting buttons. Oh, I'm right here. Oh, now it's just going to play the music now. I think this one kind of lost me too. The deep end.
Yeah, because I remember these words too. This is another one where at least it seemed like there was a little bit more creativity. But I do remember this one being like, okay, it's fine. I don't know. It didn't feel like it was trying to fully pull me into the song, even though that's kind of what's being brought on, being like, I mean, legit, I lead you into the deep end, right?
Yeah, it's like,
and I hate to say it too. All the guitar solo work in this album, I know that's not their forte. I'm not expecting Sinister Gates, Steve Vai, or any of these guys, Petrucci, but like, I want stuff like that to be tasteful in a way where it's memorable for this kind of music, for the radio rock stuff. Like, you could think of like think of any genre, like country. I think country does a really good job of this, where the song could be literally like CGD the whole time, and it's very basic, but then the crafty guitarist, because a lot of those guys are amazing.
Brad Paisley goes crazy.
Brad Paisley's a great example. They write these awesome fucking little licks in there that are so good and so memorable because they almost feel out of place for being in a song like that without being overly complex.
Well, I think if we, not to get too deep into the country-esque, I think if Brad Paisley was playing a different genre, I think a lot more people would know his name for his guitar skills.
Oh, totally.
I
was late to that game because I remember when I was heavy in like the John Mayer guitar phase. This is like fucking 10 years ago. And I think by association, I kind of learned about Brad Paisley through YouTube, and I started watching a bunch of shit and being like, God damn, he's crazy.
And like a lot of his songs, especially like the earlier albums, were just so much fun.
Yeah.
Because you got like Ticks, it's like, I'd like to see you out in the moonlight, blah, blah. And he's like, I'd like to check you for ticks. You're just like, all right.
But like, yeah, it's fun.
Right, he's just jamming on the guitar.
Yeah.
And you're just like, dude, this is a vibe.
Yeah, he's rad. Very cool.
But yeah, he was limited because most country people aren't like, they're not itching for a solo. And most of the solos are just something simple, sweet to be like, hey, there's a guitar here.
Yeah, it's something to add. It's more of a building block to the song than it is like its own lead thing. And I think that's very important in music, especially in like this style. You know, like whether it be country or like the radio rock stuff or whatever. I mean, you listen to a lot of modern metal, there's not a lot of guitar solos happening anymore in the mainstream.
No.
If I put on like, you know, heavier Bad Omen songs or something like that, they don't have that shit playing. It's a lot more about, well, for them, like industrial kind of sounds, which is cool, which makes them cool. But anyway, that doesn't matter. I was hoping for a little bit more punch at points where I'd be like, ooh, that was nice. And I didn't really have that. No. I was like, oh yeah, that kind of makes sense. I see how that fits there. But moving on to the next song.
Killing Fields.
This was my, like, second favorite single that came out.
No, yeah, this was
actually a very, 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 to literally counteract everything I just said, the riff of this song is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's a very creative musical thing because it does what I want, where it does what I call like the dog head tilt. When you hear that riff, that dun, 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 and it's got that whatever fucking sharp 9 or whatever the fuck it is, you're kind of like, you do that when you listen to it for the first time, you're like, that doesn't sound right. But it works, and it's awesome. And the way they reincorporate it at the end of the song is fantastic. Really like this song.
The Toxic Twins on a Carousel were always fun.
Yeah. That's a fun line. I like that one.
Yes. It's funny. I enjoy the song. I just don't know how much I have to say about it, which is weird.
I think that's kind of like the motif for the album. It's like...
Yeah,
at your highest
I guess
moments,
that's fair.
At the highest moments for this album, it's like it's not the highest of their songwriting.
Correct.
Like
yeah.
Considering this is probably, I'd say, if I listen to it again, I'd probably put this song close to like the top 5, maybe even top 3 for me that I enjoy. And that being said, for that to be true, it's like, you know. But I want to get into what we actually rate the whole thing once we get through all these.
We could talk about that. Yeah, so I guess at the end of the day, Killing Fields, it was good.
Yeah, it was a good song.
It was good.
Good song. Good song.
Very good. Very good. Very nice.
Very nice. I like. Back to the living.
I feel like a lot of these songs were just in and outs for me.
Yeah, this one I think was kind of a drag on. I think this is where I was at. I was hitting the wall, though, where I was like, dude, there's too many songs on this
That's
album.
fair. And I think having this song play so late in the album...
Yeah, this was like a track 8 type of song.
This was just like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
I think it just made the whole event worse because it really felt slow.
It did. Yeah.
Which I think is... doing it injustice. I think there was some meaning to this song, but it just got lost in its own place of us lost in our technology nowadays and our low attention spans and our terribleness, which is why we have to come back to the living, Frank. And that's why we give you
a brand new 2002 Honda Accord.
Yeah. You do have your driver's license, right, Frank?
And you gotta pay the taxes on
it. Yeah. You better pull out those dog bones, dude.
Yeah.
I hope you've been saving them and not just eating them.
Hey, buddy. What?
Yeah, it feels very disingenuous to like. I feel like this song was supposed to mean more than I recall, but
it doesn't resonate as much as you want it to. Yeah.
That's the issue, because I think this was really just to have this call to action to like, kind of just like essentially come back to the world and not be a homebody.
Yeah,
but
I think you're right.
We can get fried in the comments by Varys.
Sure, we deserve it, man.
Fry us.
Fuck it. We have terrible.
Philip J. Fry us.
Philip J. Fry us. Luck of the Fryers. Well, if we're just gonna, I'm cool with just jumping to second to last song. So glad that you asked.
You don't even want to talk about Wide Open.
We're not gonna talk about Wide
You don't want for nothing.
We're not gonna talk about Wide Open.
You're unbelievable. This was like the big one for me, which is crazy.
Really?
Yeah, I enjoyed this one. I enjoyed the beautiful simplicity of how this was just kind of just like, dude, fucking live, you know?
Sure. I agree. I think the messaging is better in this one than some of the other songs. This was, again, I think it was, if I did the service of listening to the album like 2 more times so I could fully get it, maybe.
Yeah.
But dude, that wall, it hit me hard. I was like, I'm not feeling this anymore.
Hey, well, cause see, I think. Also, I think I just like the message of it. Like, was just like. I think, well, because although the want for nothing is not a uncommon phrase, it just felt like, hey, this call to action to kind of just like live life and like, let's not be greedy.
Yeah.
You know, like, 'cause Tolkien did it in The Hobbit.
Spoilers.
Yeah. So I won't say the words, but like Tolkien does a call out to it essentially in the ending of the book, or towards the ending of the book, with one of the characters who I can't name because you
I have to listen to it.
But I enjoy that call to action for the good of man. To me, that's like a nice thing, and I think here it was just like done well because of I think the instrumentation of it felt I don't even know how to say it felt big without being overwhelming. It was like soft in its beauty, like almost just like kind of just watching a sunset across a lake. You're just like
play a little bit. Play a little bit of it. I want to make
Do
sure.
you want the intro or just like the middle?
Just play like 5 seconds. That's probably all I'll need. Yeah. Yeah, I do remember. Because I was like...
Well, yeah. It's slow and it's the end of the album, too. And the follow-up was...
Here's what I'll say. I don't mean to cut you off. This would have been a great closer for this album, too, I think.
Yeah.
I think honestly, I think I would have liked this song more if, funny enough, if it wasn't that closing spot for the album.
I also think this was supposed to be the Symptom of Being Human song for this album.
Yes, for it to kind of try and tie everything together.
And it just... Yeah, so... Listen, you can have your opinion. You're entitled to it. You bought a microphone. You're allowed to speak. Blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
But as you can see, I also have a microphone.
Oh.
So I have opinion.
Oh.
Science be damned!
No, I don't hate the take. This isn't like one of my least favorite songs or anything. I was kind of just trying to be funny. I think it's just it was a middle of the road song. Well, but the messaging, I agree. I think the messaging is very powerful and very good in trying to bring light to things. But I didn't feel it when I listened to it. It didn't. And I usually have, even if I hit the wall with something, like when we did all of Rush. Even if when you're sifting through the 17th studio album,
don't even say that to me.
But you would hit a good song, and I could still be like, "Oh, this fucks, dude. This is rad."
I was also like, "Let me die."
I just wasn't getting it from this song, but I thought, yeah, it was fine. I think it's well produced. I think all that stuff, but I don't know.
But see, I think as far as like all the messaging they were throwing, because this was packed full and almost like too packed full, because it was always just like thrown in your face.
Yeah.
To kind of just like, this was kind of just them trying to like, it wasn't an overcorrection, it was just kind of be like, hey, blah, 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 and be like, but we could be this.
We could.
And it just felt nice and peaceful and
peaceful
just
and
nice. And yes, words with shovel.
Well said.
Yeah, so that's that, because you don't want to talk about it because you're just
so glad that you asked. Is like worse. It's a worse song. I don't really have much to say about it.
Either. That's because when we were planning to talk about this today, and I was just like,
that's why I was like, bro, you know what, we're doing a good job. I was like, bro, I don't know if we're hitting an hour. We're good on time.
Well, no, I wasn't worried about that. I really was going into this thinking I liked more of the songs than I did. I really did. I really thought just like, oh, dude, this album, I had a good time listening to it, because I did.
Yeah. But
then trying to reflect on it and put my like experience into words, well, it's just showing that it's like I had a good time with it, but my desire to like go back to most of this, very low.
I think that is my overall take with most media that I engage with, specifically like anything film. There are thousands of movies that I've watched that I'm like, wow, that was kind of fun, and then I have no drive to be like, oh, I remember that, I want to go see that again or watch that again.
Yeah.
That's just, I am the same way in that regard with a lot of things. Music I'm a little different with. But I think that is a very relatable thing for this album. Yeah. Because even the only thing I did outside of listen was I did Google because I was curious what people were saying about the album. Yeah. So I was reading some articles. I was reading some like Reddit threads about it and stuff. And I kept seeing, and maybe it's because I like the band and I'm getting fed, whatever, that it's like, oh, this is a masterpiece. This is like so much better than Planet Zero. Some people were saying it's better than Attention, all that stuff like that. And I was like, okay.
Dude, as far as call to action songs, you have fucking Get Up, Get Up. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I love
Come
Get
on.
Up, Get Up.
Come
That's
on,
a great
son.
song.
Come on, son.
But I think, again, I feel like I said it perfectly. This is kind of just, this is another boiled chicken breast for me. It's just, it's good protein. The message is
Goes
good.
great with rice.
Goes great with rice.
Put some hot sauce on it.
It's going to fucking suck, dude. It's just going to suck. Because you could have a pan-seared chicken thigh, and it could be 1,000 times better. That's well-seasoned and stuff. I didn't feel that with this. So, I say we just get to it. My favorite song on the album was actually the closer, The Pilot.
Okay, that's fair. I did feel like they kind of went...
This is when they went old school for me.
Yeah.
And I felt... I think the emotion he was portraying in his voice, just singing over the acoustic instrumentation for the majority of the song, was really powerful.
Because it felt genuine.
It did. It felt very genuine. And he was...
Such genuine.
Genuine. Genu 3-penis wine. His voice was, like, transcendent, dude. And I was like, oh, I am right at home. And... I don't know. I remember being like, listening to it and being like, fuck, this sounds so good. I don't know if I know anything that's happening right now in the actual song.
No, first listen, run through.
I didn't interpret anything, but I was like, I think it's because I was in such a euphoric, like, this is what I've been waiting for from this album.
Yeah, and you were just, your mind was just like, let me listen to the good, and we'll talk about it later. Because it did close very well. It was just a bumpy ride.
Yeah.
The ride was bumpy. There's potholes. But we got there.
We did.
But we did get there.
And I think it's a good closer for the album. I do. There's a part of me, though, that I wish they would write more songs like this, where it's more stripped down, because a lot of the songs, and there's no problem with it. They're trying to be creative and find new ways, like I was saying, to portray their messages and stuff. But I think it's kind of funny. It's almost like pretty privilege. He has vocal pretty privilege. His voice is so good. You don't need to accompany it with so many different aspects. Like, I could just listen to him sing The Phone Book with an acoustic guitar. I could listen to, if that was 18 songs of acoustic, I'd probably be like 10 out of 10.
So, see, this is, I think he has the pretty privilege with the voice, but because he has the pretty privilege, I think with them trying to do some of the more grandiose, edgy sound, it takes away from that. Because a lot of their best songs are acoustic versions of their original songs, or an acoustic cover of a song, because you literally just get the raw form of beautiful voice, and just like a little beautiful guitar little going. And
I think in a lot of these songs, like I was saying, he's being very coy in the messaging at times, where
like the fish.
It sounds sarcastic, just like the fish. I think in this song he's being very genuine.
I know, and that's, we needed that.
There needs to just be more of that. If you gave me 10 genuine songs, even not acoustic, this album would be infinitely higher for
maybe
me.
That's us missing the whole point of the album, of just this, like,
we're the hypocrites.
No.
Zoo gotta be kidding me. We'll be right back.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Are you tired of beating your penis?
Because, see, maybe that is the point of the album, because most of the album was really just throwing shit in everyone's face.
Right.
And really just talking about the current climate. And then you have this is just kind of like, I don't know how to word the word right, but like this longing to get us in the right direction.
An easy way I'm thinking of is basically we as a people need to right the ship. Kind of. That's kind of what I was getting through all of it, being like, there needs to be some level of everyone getting back on the same page and starting from square one and be like, okay, let's try to right all the fucked up shit that's going on constantly. That's kind of more or less the messaging I got from this.
He's trying to be the poet and the hero.
He's trying to be the prophet. The Messiah.
Messiah?
The Ei8ht.
Aaron?
Ei8ht. But here's what I'll say. Speaking of 8, I want to rate this whole album out of 5. Out of 5 hoes. And if I were to rate this album, my honest to God truth, this is probably a 2.5 hoes out of 5 for me.
Oh, well, I was going to say, I was probably going to put it in like the 3 range.
3, I think it has moments of even close to 4, like with this song. But I think there's too much at like 2. Because 3 is where my mind originally was. But I was like, according to my psychotic brain, 3 is I will return to this at least every now and again. I don't know how much I'm going to revisit this album.
Well, see,
there are certain songs I'll revisit.
Yeah, see, I guess...
That's what
I
makes it
could
a 2.5
definitely
for
live
me.
with like a 2.5. Because if I really look at this, how many songs am I going to come back
There's
to?
like 3 songs I might come back and listen to.
2.
Out of 18.
3? I'd say a solid 3
Yeah.
out of the 18 songs.
So we're on the same page.
So it's like a 6th of the album. So you know what? Yeah. I can attest to the hose being at 2.5.
And when you hear that ratio, you're probably like, dude, then why isn't it like a 1.5? It's because I do think those songs, the 3 songs, are good enough for me to like have in the rotation.
But see, even
You know
like
what I mean?
even like
they're good.
it's the 3 songs I'd most likely come back to, but not. I'm not gonna be upset hearing a lot of the other ones.
Yeah.
So, well, I'm busted
I'm about to clean up shit
with a shovel.
with a shovel. That's me. Oh, ew.
So you know, in the essence of things, keep on cleaning.
Stay cleaning. Of course, so fucking catchy. It sounds like a Chris Daughtry song.
Oh, is it?
I'm going home to the place where I belong. And love was always meant enough for me. And I'm running from these satellites with crappy tools.
That fucking wrench that they gave us for this was terrible.
Dude, that shit made me suicidal. It was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yippee-ki-yay and around the bend. Yippee-ki-yay and the campfire dims. Yippee-ki-yay, he shouts and he sings. When a cowboy trades his spurs for wings.
Take me there.
You have to go all the way to
The center of the earth. It's a journey there. And we call it the Odyssey. Actually, journey
Like
to the
the
center of the
Honda?
earth might be better. Now that I'm saying it.
Journey to the center of the Odyssey?
To the Odyssey. Rated,
Odyssey to the center
rated penis 13.
No.
Oh.